All right, I'm ready.
Two seconds, it's just loaded now. Okay, SweeneyTV, Sean to Sweeney, we are live. It's the Super Bowl, South Coast edition. We got some great barbers on today. We got Anthony Montgomery coming on from Dallas. We've got Mscandy coming from St. Louis. And we got Phalon Mcknight coming from Frisco, Texas. How are you all? Starting off with Tony. How's things, brother?
Everything's well, my man. How things going with you?
All good over here, brother. All good. Glad to have you on. Mscandy, how are you? You're looking beautiful. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. I'm honored to be on this show with you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And yo, my GP, how are you, brother?
How you doing, sir? Good, man. Blessed to be here. Any day above ground is a good day for me.
Cool. So, guys, everybody who's watching, I just want to let everybody know there could be two other guys jumping on later on. They're a bit late. We had a little bit of confusion with the time, but I'm just going to get into the introductions with everyone. So, Tony, when did you start, brother? You know, like, how old were you when you got into the game? Why did you get into the game, and where did you start, bro?
Oh my God, how old was I when I got in the game? Let's try like 9, 10. You know, my mom, just like everybody else, you know, my mom, she executed a cut on me and my brother's hair. You know, it didn't turn out right. So next thing you know, I turned out to be the family barber.
Wow. So how long have you been in the game now, bro?
Since 1986.
Wow.
Yeah, since 1986, man. Literally.
I was born in 90.
Yo, you were born in 90?
Yeah.
Well, that's what's up.
Hey, yo, so you're based in Dallas. You know what you got I think you got your own shop. Just go into that, brother.
Oh no! Right now, I'm not at my own location right now. I'm actually looking to purchase this building. Man, it used to be a suntan parlor, but I'm looking to get this building. But right now, I'm just doing my own thing. You know, cutting on locations.
Okay. So where did you start when you were younger? Did you start off the sweeping head? Did you go straight into, obviously, like being a family barber, like when you started in the shops? Were you?
No, man, I started in the
neighborhood. Did you have to relearn?
Yeah, I started in the neighborhood, man. You know, just like I guess most American barbers, you know what I'm saying? We start off in the neighborhood. You start off cutting your homeboy's hair. You start off cutting, family friends' hair, and you continue on up the ladder. I eventually, I jumped into a barber shop. Oh, I guess I was maybe 16. I completed a vocational program in Shreveport, Louisiana. And after I completed that program, I got licensed for the first time. But the problem was maybe a year or two after that, they changed the protocol. So, that didn't fly anymore. So I guess I finally decided to do it again. It had to been like 2014. I got relicensed, jumped back in the shop, been moving ever since.
Cool, man. Cool. So, Mscandy, when did you start? When did you get into it? How did you get into it? And why did you get into it?
Kind of similar. Actually, I wanted to do cosmetology. I wanted to. It's kind of fate what happened, because I was braiding. Like, my sister used to do my hair all the time, and she stopped. So I tried to take it on myself. And then I signed up for a cosmetology school, and the instructor passed away my first day. So since my money and everything went through to the school already, the barber instructor took me under her wing and showed me how to cut. And I've been cutting ever since.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of fate.
And obviously being a female barber in the game, how is it? You know, like obviously, you know, barbering's quite a structured industry, and it caters a lot for female barbers. And you know, do you feel part of the team, or do you feel sometimes that women can be a bit separated with male, you know, the males in the industry, or do you think it's cool over there?
Well, I will say this. I feel different, but kind of in a good way. Because as a female, I do believe that I can bring that nurture side to me to the table.
Yeah.
I feel like I can put that feminine edge, and some guys actually look for a female barber because of that nurturing, you know, field. So, and it's all different types. Clients are like a reflection of who you are. So naturally the clients that find me are the ones who are going to adapt to me. And, you know, so I'm fine. I don't feel insecure about being a female or anything in this game, because a female taught me how to cut her. So, you know.
Listen, over in the UK, there's more female barbers than male barbers. There's like I think it's like 3 to 1. So like the barbershops went really like in the 80s and 90s, they weren't really recognized in the industry. It was salons, hairdressers, beauty, and the barbers they were pushed to the bottom. And now we've like risen to the top. We're like the barbers now are the ones people go to think of a barber, then a hairdresser now.
Yes.
So the game's changed. It's good. I really enjoy it. You know, Pete, same question, brother. You know, getting into it. When did you get into it? Why did you get into it? I know we've interviewed each other before, but for the fans, just a brief description, brother.
Like real short. Like I said, like Tony said, I actually started off somebody cutting my hair, burning out on me, and left me in a bad situation. And I got tired over and over and again. So one weekend I picked up and started cutting myself. So that was like at the age, I want to say about 11, 12. And then from there, it went, like he said, we traveling, going different places. So if I look good, one of the homies have to look good. So, you know, cutting their hair from that point on and going to different locations and stuff like that. So it just carried, you know, from that point on in time. And then going into the like corporate world, doing jobs and stuff like that, it just wasn't my thing, you know. And no matter how much work you put into it, they can cut you off any time. So right now, I wanted to be in control of myself, boss my own, controlling my time, controlling all that stuff. So I made a decision to go to barber college maybe 6 or 7 years ago, actually get licensed and certified like we need to do out here in Texas and different other locations. So that's where I met Anthony in school. I think he was like above me, like he was like a sophomore or a junior when I came in, and then from there, you know, it went from there.
Yeah, man. Well, college. Going on to my next question, Tony. You know, like college. Give your experience at college over in America, just for the UK fans.
You want to know about the experience, the barber college experience here in America?
Of course.
Man, you know, I wouldn't want to give it a black eye because, you know, Texas Barber College is a good institution. I'm not going to front. It's a good institution. But, you know, the students teach the students to cut hair. You know, I didn't rely on an instructor. I came in already knowing how to cut hair. Because like I said, this is my second time around getting my license. So, you know, I guess we filled in the gap where the teachers couldn't. You know, more of the faddish haircuts that was there. You know, they weren't teaching you how to cut certain styles. You know, they were teaching you the book curriculum. And I mean, that's all you need to pass the test. You know, so if that's all you need to pass the test, then that's all you need to pass the test. Yeah. So
we got a very similar situation in the UK, brother. I got a young lad in college now, and on Wednesday he was learning how to put wax in the hair. I said, "How many models have you done since coronavirus?" He said, "1." I said, "What?" I said, "You actually had a model?" He said, "No, I did it on a doll's head." I said, "But you're doing customers in my shop, but they won't let models into the college because of coronavirus. So they're not learning." So he's going to finish in July with his level 2. And the only training he's had is off me.
Bingo. Seriously. And that's how it's going. That's how it goes, you know. So if you don't have a person that knows how to cut hair next to a guy who doesn't know how to cut hair, 9 times out of 10, they're both gonna come out of barber college still struggling to cut, you know, a 15-minute ball fade. So, you know, it's college is cool, but I think they need another form of teaching. You know, I don't know what it may be, but you know, I don't think barber college prepares you for the industry.
We got a little answer in the UK. It's called continued progressive development training, and it's when the barbers who work out on the barbershop, they go in and teach the teachers. I've done it myself. We've got academies which offer that service to educational teachers who are working in the college who are struggling because they're not working in the shop every day. Everybody learns the cuts through the shop. That is where the styles change and the new cuts come in. They don't come into the college till 6 to 12 months later.
Wow.
And there's you know, as long as you've got a good development line going in, the structured, you can get away with training professionally and properly to a certain degree level. But the colleges have got to get the barbers from the barbershop into the colleges. And that's the problem we got at the moment with coronavirus, is they're not accepting people. So,
well, you know, it's the haircutting is just a small portion of it. It's the business aspect of it. A lot of guys aren't prepared when they leave barber college to jump into this business world. You know, they jump out saying, okay, man, I'm going to cut. This is the money I want to make, but they're not prepared to sit and build up a brand. They're not prepared to manage their money. They're not prepared for any of this stuff because they've been looking at other barbers and they think that this is the way that I'm going to do it. This is the way it's done. But, you know, being a barber, man, your customer base, cutting hair is subjective. It's all up to how the client, you know, if the client likes the haircut, it's cool. You can have the best fade in the world and, you know, the client doesn't like that. He likes a choppy fade or he likes a hard line. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, if you're not able to please the client, you know, it's a failure. So, I mean, guys coming out of school, man, they're not prepared for it. They're not prepared for, you know, like I said, the business aspect. They see, okay, I can cut X amount of heads at X amount of dollars, and I can do this in a day, and this is the amount of money I can make in a day, but they're not prepared for the customer service aspect. They're not prepared for the business portion of it.
That's something you learn over a few years. It's something which took me a while to sort of get a grip on. When I started when I was 13, I started understanding the business when I was in my late 20s. I didn't really understand until my 30s, do you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a progression, brother, definitely. Mscandy, what's your thoughts on Barber College and where did you go and what was your experience?
I definitely went to a small family-owned barber college in kind of a rough neighborhood in St. Louis. So we didn't have a lot of variety of different cultures, different styles. It was pretty basic. So yeah, when I went to barber school, like I said, I never picked up a pair of clippers in my life. So I had to start from scratch. So I learned a lot just by watching the other students. But yeah, it was pretty rough. It was rough. They wasn't expecting, like, I guess because like Tony, you already knew how to cut when you went to school. So they probably, you felt like they didn't give you that much attention. Well, I never cut before and I still felt like they didn't give me no attention. So like, yeah, and they were basically just teaching us what we needed to know to pass the state board to get our license. And everything else we had to learn for ourselves. So I tell people all the time, like when it comes to barber school, it's up to the barber how far you're going to go, because I didn't have a lot of guidance, but I still exceeded everyone's expectations because of the passion and the drive that I had in this alone. So
that's definitely it. Is the passion we've got for cutting hair is what gets you through it. If you haven't got that passion and you haven't got that love for this game, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And I've educated students which haven't made it. They've left and they've gone on to other things. And, you know, salute to them doing other things they want to do. Like, don't get me wrong, barbering's not for everybody. But again, like, you know, one of my questions is customer service. Like you guys over in America, like you basically made customer service in barbering, and I just want to thank you guys for that, because, you know, you guys, the way you treat customers, we followed suit. And starting with P, man, customer service. Let's talk about that.
Like I came in from customer service trainer, like from Bed Bath and Beyond and Bye Bye Baby, which is like a big company out here. So I started picking up a lot of the stuff that I transitioned into my barber game from learning customer service based jobs coming up through, you know, man, just public life, you know what I'm saying? So I took a lot of the good stuff that they were using, the positive things, and then applied it to the game on top of what I learned from the streets and when I came up. So like with those two worlds put together, added into my barbering, man, you know, my customer service is just there. Because not only do I know how to adapt to people on one side of the fence, I know how to adapt to people that came up in a whole different area. You know what I mean? So I know how to adjust that conversation to apply, and then I know how to provide the service for a person. So it's ultimately providing that service, listening to what they need, and actually, you know, making the cut come all right. You know what I mean? And being on time, man, I can't really stress time. It's a factor in life. It's something you can't get back. So if you have nurses, you have doctors, lawyers, you have students, athletes, different people, and that come in and they book that schedule, have that time available for them. That's the most important thing. Other than that, if you're running it off scale, you might as well throw your whole appointment log and all that stuff out the book, because you're not really providing the service that you need. And I had an instance recently where a guy booked, a client booked, one first time client booked a 1 o'clock slot. He calls me at 1:15 and he tells me he's gonna be 10 minutes late. I said, well, sir, I can't service you. First thing he did was curse me out and they go, well, I'm from Chicago and this. We don't do that in Chicago. I said, what? Be late for appointments? I mean, because I can't be late for the next person. So I took it like an earful for him at the same time, but it really didn't matter. So I had to provide my 2 o'clock. So customer service is one of the most crucial things in this business, man, and that really will change your dollar amount from this to this. You know what I mean? Providing that service. That's what you're there for. And to piggyback off the college thing, like going to college, one of the hardest things to transition while you're going to school, man, is dealing with like the day-to-day life thing, aspects of it. So going through college sometimes, man, it's pretty hard to even make it through school. Because I heard Candy was like, it was pretty rough. And then when you asked Tony had to look on his face like, barber school, yeah. Who we went to, the day I walked in there, man, it was going down. So with that disturbance, along with going to school, man, and trying to get your education was rough. I'm talking about rough. It's like you needed a pit bull to walk into school instead of at the station sometimes. You know, things get crazy. So learning how to grasp that in school and then walk out and then all of a sudden throw this customer service thing up, it's gonna be kind of hard if you don't, get into it now. I have a young man that's in college right now going to PPC, and I told him right now, work on your customer service stuff and your branding now. Because by the time you get out of school in 9 months, you done knocked off the rust. You done got it all together, and now you're able to attack the customer and attack the public and really, make it happen on the customer service side.
Yeah. Well, like customer service is the business side of your business, isn't it? Definitely, as Tony was saying earlier. Like, Tony, how do you tackle customer service with your clients? Have you got a certain routine? Have you got a certain style with your customer service? Do you offer something a little bit different? How do you approach customer service, bro?
If you've seen my cuts,
Yeah, man.
you know exactly where my customer service starts and ends. I take pride in my cuts, man. I take, when you come and you sit in that chair, you know that you're the only person in my world at that moment. And I treat you as such. Phalon was stating how he was telling, I guess, the people that he's mentoring right now about his branding, his customer service. That starts at the chair in barber college. It does. Because if you make one client feel like, I don't care if the haircut was, banging, but if you make that client feel like, he got a rush job, or if you make him feel like he wasn't listened to, or if you make him feel like, I don't know, however clients feel, but, if you've been cutting long enough, if you've pinched a nerve or done whatever, but, customer service starts, the time they come in, it's not the amenities, it's not the maybe I offer a drink, or maybe I offer this. No, it's the cut. When you come in, you sit in my chair, we're going to have a nice conversation, and you're going to get right.
Yeah, man.
That's my customer service. That's it. That, from A to Z, come in, sit in this chair, I'm going to give you exactly what you want in a timely fashion.
Yes, sir.
When you get out the chair, you're going to smile.
Cool, man. Well, listen, I was in Cardiff on the weekend and I was doing haircuts for the homeless, and one of the homeless geezers there, he said, "Oh, your customer service is great." And I gave him a $5 after. I said, "Who does that for you? You get a free haircut," and I give him, pays you.
That's what's up.
But that's all about giving back, Ron, and that's what I do in my community. I go into Cardiff whenever I can. I go to the local church. I give back. I cut hair for free. Obviously, I'm not a cheap barber in the UK. I'm probably one of the most expensive in the UK, and like at the end of the day, it's about an experience for me. It's not just about a haircut. You're not being
bingo.
You get to have a chat. You get to know me. You get to know my rapport. You get to see my lovely, beautiful shop. And, you might get a couple of conspiracies off me, because us barbers like to talk stuff. But Mscandy, same question, customer service. How do you tackle it?
So for me, I think consistency has a lot to do with my customer base. I continue to be on time. I continue to put out good work. Just keep the vibe just consistent, being available for them if they need to contact me, and contacting them if I need to about their appointment. I switched up a lot. I've seen my clients, my customers, I've seen the change from when I was doing walk-ins at like a busy barbershop to whenever I started doing appointments in a more intimate setting barbershop. And so like what P was saying, you got to know how to adapt to different people, how to treat other people. And I had to recognize, I had to put myself in their position. So if I was them, how would I want to be treated? What kind of service would I expect from someone? Because cutting hair, being on someone's head and face is very personal, So you don't want to feel like you're rushing someone, or you don't want to give bad energy to somebody. So you want to just take it serious, make sure you're doing your job, you're being efficient, and just, it'll just kind of flow natural.
Well, that leads me straight on to my next question, so I might as well continue with you. Health and safety, obviously with the restrictions coming in with the virus. Let's have a little chat about health and safety. What measures have you brought in health and safety wise?
Health and safety. So right now I'm doing disposable capes. I'm not reusing the same capes. I have disinfectant. I clean every chair. I spray everything after each person because I'm doing them one at a time. And besides that, keeping the mask on, washing my hands in between every client. And I have a lot of clients that still come to me because that they feel safe coming to me. They don't feel like I'm just doing whatever. They know that I'm taking precautions. So it's important to tell your clients that you're taking precautions and show them.
Well, in the UK, if you don't follow the Corona guidelines, they're shutting people down.
Well, good, because everyone should do it. It's not hard. Just wipe down the chair, spray some disinfectant, wash your hands.
Exactly. It doesn't take 5 minutes, does it?
Right.
It take 5 minutes.
P, same question, health and safety, bro. Can you elaborate on that?
Just like you said, cleaning up after everybody, making sure that you minimize the one-on-one, more personal one-on-one time with your client. Like I've stopped using certain items that was used from client to client, like sponges and things like that. So I tell them to to continue this process of bringing their own sponges. So anything that's more personal, now that whatever's not disposable to the fullest, I try to minimize that as much as possible. And like you say, cleaning your surfaces, making sure that your hands clean, always wearing your gloves, providing masks for the people, temperature check, things of that nature. Just making sure that it doesn't, if it is something that is minimum, that you can spray and disinfect right at that moment, clean your tools and things like that. You should be good, man. We're pretty good in this industry providing public health, safety for the public. So, barbers, if we maintain what we learned in school and things like that, we'll be all right.
Yeah, definitely. Tony, same question, brother. Do you want to elaborate on that, or?
I just piggyback on what they just said. Phalon was talking about no longer use certain implements. I don't use a sponge any longer. And now, especially since I go into homes, I have to be very cognizant. I wear my mask, wear my gloves. I'm not sure if you're familiar with how rigid Texas is when it comes to the health and safety, but Texas is very rigid. They will shut you down with the slightest complaint. So yeah, man, just making sure that, she was talking about disposable capes. I go through capes like water right now. I don't use right now one cape, and I buy the cheaper ones right now. The ones are like $8 to $10, but I don't use my one cape on no more than 2 heads. Use it, get rid of it, then I'll bring in another one. But outside of that, that's about the only thing that I'm using. Outside of that, that's it. You got to clean, make sure you clean, spray your equipment. Texas.
Perfect, bro. Obviously, I'm going to stay on the same question. I'm going to move on to the next question. So I'm going to stay on you. Tools. What tools do you use, brother? And then we'll go around again. So,
my tools?
Yeah, your tools. You use Andis, you use Barbershop, you use
man, you know what? I'll use whatever I'll use whatever feels good in my hand. Right now, I'm using my Andy Master Blacks, and I use. I
want to get the gold ones. The gold
you
ones.
Want the gold?
In the UK, the gold ones have just come out.
What you using? Are you guys on cordless, right?
Yeah, no. I buy my clippers from the US. I got Barbershop Pro FX, bro. I got the blacks.
Really?
I got the Sophie Gold. I got the Stay Gold. I got the blacks. I got the trimmers. Everything, bro. Have you even got the Vibe Effects?
You guys can keep your Babblers. Just give me my Andys. I need some GTXs. My GTXs. That's it. Yeah, I'm simple. I'm a simple guy.
Listen, I got an exclusive for you. I was the first person in the UK to have a haircut with the Andis Masters of British Master Barbers 2019 by Kevin Vorley, our UK ambassador.
That's what's up.
And I used to work for him 2 years ago as well, man. I used to work for Andis. So I got Andis as well, but I went to Barbershop FX, guys,
Oh, come on, man. Don't
you
sell
guys,
out. Don't sell out for Barbershop, man.
I know. Respect, man. Respect. Do you use Wall and Oyster though?
I use Wall. I use Oyster, of course. Of course. I mean, I think everybody probably started with a pair of Osters. Literally, I think everybody started with a pair of Osters. But yeah, I've used Oyster. But just my go-to right now when I need to go in and pull out Andy Master Blacks. Yeah, gets no better than that.
Okay, so the blacks aren't different than the regular ones. They just black, right?
No.
It's the same blade.
It's the same blade, but the motor
you could change it up though. The motor's different.
the motor's a little bit different. That's just like the difference between the GTXs and the regular Andy T outliners. Yeah, it's just like that. Yes, the motor, that's the difference in the motor and the blade for the GTXs, but for the Andy Master Blacks, it's just the motor.
Cool. And your scissors? What scissors you use, bro?
Anything that I can grab. Seriously, I'm not going to say, man, this one shear works better than another shear. I literally shear work. Yeah, everything. Everything I cut, I use my shears. So, if I can grab a pair for $49.99 or for $5.99, I'm going to use it.
And what's the favorite style you like to do, bro? Do you like doing the flat tops? Do you like the high tops, the round tops? Like, you know,
You
what's
need
your
to
favorite
research
cut,
my
bro?
cuts, my friend. Literally, it'll probably be comb overs, something like that. Yeah.
With
I
a
straight
cat?
hair. Yeah, straight hair. You give me straight hair, man, I'm assassinate straight hair.
Cool. Mscandy, your tools and your styles, you know, what's your go-to clipper, trimmer, foiler?
I'm an Andes girl.
And
I
Hey,
say I'm an
hey.
Andes person all day. I've cut with the other clippers, but they just don't satisfy me the way Andes do. And I work with a lot of curly hair. I do have some straight hair clients, but most of my clients have curlier textures. So I work with my razor a lot, over my comb, over razor. If I need some shears, like some any kind of brand, any shears, they'll do the job. If I need them sharpened, I'll sharpen them.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't go for a specific brand on the shears. I do have a Pacino straight razor, but Dorco blade, pop them in half, throw them in a Sharpie container, and yeah, I'm an Andes girl though.
It's quite funny you mentioned Pacino. I literally messaged him earlier. I want to do a Super Bowl with him and Jay Majors.
Really?
Yeah, man. Well, I've already interviewed OG Walker and Tyree Jackson, and obviously P, the main guy. So you know, it's coming. But yeah, it's really interesting information on your tour. Thank you, Mscandy. P, man, what are you using, bro?
I told you, man, I have 7 Ferrari keys, man. I went
This
from
dude here.
I went one day and bought me 7 Ferraris, man. So I have babies right now, man. I can't cut without them right now. I got one Andes, what is that? Andes Super Outliner, whatever that big.
The Supra.
The big guy, yeah. So
Yeah, the big guy, man.
And so I got a deal on the babies, man. They cut me some prices on the Ferraris, man. So I had to go get them.
Cool, man. Yeah. So yeah, obviously, like moving on to my next question, media and TV in the barber game. I've just started doing like my own little series now, Return to the Castle series, where I'm just doing like little photos of me around. It's good promotion. It's a little bit of fun for people to watch. Do you do recordings of yourselves? Do you do promotional videos and so on, starting with Tommy?
Absolutely. That's free.
I just started
You don't have to pay anybody to do it. Yeah, it's free. You know, Facebook, Instagram, you know, you can do your own time lapse on my iPhone and I post it to my page. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. And it definitely gets you a wider client base. People get yourself out there and recognized.
Absolutely.
Cool. Mscandy, what do you think? What do you think about social media and so on? You know, obviously, you know, you got a bit of bullying and you got people like commenting this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, you just got to keep yourself out there, haven't you?
Yeah, I think I could probably go a little harder with it. I actually just like being creative, and I like taking that good angle of that. I just like the way my cut. I like being creative and making videos, and so yeah, I just started TikTok. So I'm having fun. I'm learning, you know, while I'm going. But yeah, social media is a good outlet to promote. It is.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's how I met P, man. I put a post out on one of the international barbers, and P got in contact. And next, you know, we're doing an interview, and now we're doing this, and we're constantly building. We're making the future, making history in barbering. People can go back. And you know, this is something which people don't normally do, you know, and it's great that even though we've had a pandemic going on, we've actually took some positives out of it, and it's good to see, man. And P, you know, any information for the young barbers out there with social media, you know?
Yeah, he's a social media king.
Social media, I mean, it's good and it's big and everything. When it comes to my barbering part of it, man, I'm real big on Google. Like they show me a lot of that's a large percentage and I can track my analytics a lot better than I would on social media because I not before barbering, I was doing music and things like that. So you know what I mean? It has my social media has a different effect on what I do. I don't aim it down just on one thing.
Mm.
But it is certain things that I use, like Google and Yelp and things like that, that actually will help your business. And on top of that, with everything going in the pandemic and things like that, they're making it easier for you to use those tools to grow your business. So, you know, if you're having a problem or you're stagnant or you're trying to promote yourself, brand yourself, and get yourself out there, man, jump on that. It's a good tool to use. Understand what you're doing, how to use it, sign up, and see what it does for you.
Yeah, definitely. Well, leading on to what like obviously perfect what you just said, ideally, because I was want to talk about barber battles in the UK. Sorry, in the US. There's loads and loads of them over there. They just started in the UK. We've got a couple of them going, but barber battling over there, guys. What do you think of that? Have you ever entered any? I just want to ask, like, go around the table, really, ask if you've entered any, and what's your thoughts on them if you haven't entered any? Is it one of these things? Because for me personally, as a barber myself, it's not the type of thing I want to enter as a barber battle, and it's not because of the way I cut and so on, because I know I can do really, really well in them. It's just the fact that I think I'm a little bit too old for that type of stuff. I leave it to the young kids, you know. What do you think of that, Tony?
Yeah, I leave it to some younger guys who, you know, they got a point to prove. It's cool, you know. I have no problem with, you know, entering a barber battle. You know, it's cool. It's teachers on, but for me, you know, I don't need that validation. Not where I'm in my career right now. No, I don't need that validation.
So, but moving on to the second part of the question, what do you actually think of them for the industry? It's definitely good for the industry, because it keeps.
I think it's good for the industry. I definitely think it's good for the industry, especially if you're, you know what I'm saying, if it's well, I guess, like, especially after a pandemic, I'm not sure if we're going to be having any international hair shows going to be going on right now, but I think they'll be definitely good for camaraderie right around now. But yeah, it's cool. You know, you got a young barber want to jump out there, man, and want to get his name known, jump out there in a couple battles, you know, let somebody see him, you know, you may get some prime clientele from it, you know, but as for me, nah, you know, it's cool though. Yeah, it's cool. Definitely cool.
And Mscandy, what you think of barber battles?
I actually was just invited to participate in a barber battle coming up in August. And I'm considering it. I did not do the last couple. I did do one before. It's just fun. Like I'm just that kind of person. I don't go in for competition. Like, because the only person I'm really competing with is myself. So if I get into a barber battle, it's so that I can do better than I did last time. I just want to successfully show people my work. And if I gain, you know, a little network experience, if somebody wants to network with me and take things further, then that's fine. But it definitely keeps me interested in my field. And I do.
Absolutely.
I do like that. I do like it. Just like right now, meeting y'all, like, I just want to say this is a good experience for me. Like, I've never met any of y'all before, and I'm having a good time. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming on. And obviously it's great to have a female on, and an American female, the first American female to come on SweeneyTV. So you've got that badge on there. Do you know what I mean? So you can say that to everybody, you know, UK presenter on a UK show, first female American barber. Well done, Mscandy. And, you know, listen, to go into them battles, you know, I'm not being sort of like sexualized or anything, but you've got to have balls. Do you know what I mean? You know, it ain't fucking easy. Like, I've been at British Master Barbers when they've had it on, and it's the sweatiest stage in the world. I see it can break some barbers. It literally can. Not as in like ruin their career, but that day I've seen people crying and all sorts. It's tough. It's tough, especially if you think you won it and somebody else gets it. It's heartbreaking. So, you know, that's probably one of the reasons why I don't enter. But Pete, what do you think about barber battles, my brother?
I mean, I'm big on networking, man. I think it's a big networking thing. The ones I've been to when I was coming up to school was like, it was showing you some of the tools that you can get, along with showing you the art and what is coming. You know what I mean? So I come from LA where it's like lowriders and different cultures. So if this is gonna help uplift the whole barber culture, yeah, I'll leave it to the young grasshoppers to get on the stage or the ones that want to battle and show their talent. But if you see the battle aspect of it, you also see the networking aspect of it, and then you see the merchandising of it. So depending on how you look at the game and how you want to enter it, I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna network, rub elbows with some people, and try to make some connections so we can have a whole connect for. You feel me? So depending on how you look at it, what you want to use it, I think it's good for the game. So I look at barber battles from all aspects of it, and I love it. You know what I mean? I think it's very beneficial to what we do, no matter where we're at. It's great.
Yes, cool. Good advice, brother. Good advice. Obviously, like over the years, I've worked in like certain different shops over the years, and I've worked in like a couple of big barber shops. I've had a few barbers working around me, and you go to grab your number 2, it's gone missing. You go to the razor, it's gone missing. We're going to talk about stealing tools inside the barbershop when you work with others, because this is one of the questions not many barbers really talk about, guys. So, SweeneyTV, I put it out there, starting with Mscandy. Have you ever had people nick your tools in your, when you've been working, people ask you to borrow clipper heads and so on and don't give them back?
Oh, like other barbers?
Yeah, when you're working in like a college or you're working in a shop, you've got other people, and someone says, "Let me just borrow your trimmers," and the next they're like, you go to grab them, they're gone.
Yes.
Like, what are you doing? You got to go get them, and then they're like, "Oh, I need them a sec."
I can go in I have a braider. Yeah, I have a braider that works with me. I can go back on her station right now, grab a pair of shears that is totally bent up. And it almost broke my heart when I seen it, and I was like, I don't even want it back. But yeah,
and they were yours,
huh?
And they were your shears.
Yes, they were my shears. Actually, an instructor gave them to me at a barber class in Atlanta.
So they're sentimental as well.
Yeah. So I didn't buy them, but they were given to me, and she took them and she messed them up. And I don't know if it's because she didn't think like, they were just a pair of shears, and I don't know if maybe she wasn't like mentally in tune with that whole respect other people's stuff, because just because I treat something with respect, I can't expect the next person to do the same thing. So yeah, I'm big on don't touch my stuff. I just got these new these right here, and they lock up.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yes, bit of security. She's gone. Tony,
Yeah.
Have you had that experience where people have been pinching?
Ironically, that's why I left my last shop.
No way.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, man. If I go live and you sitting in my station using my clippers to cut somebody's hair, I'm gonna be upset. Yeah, it happens. But I'm a firm believer that every barber at some point can afford to buy his own equipment.
Well, I've heard over there that people have been shot over things like that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, wow.
Because these tools, I use these to make my livelihood. So if I don't entrust you with these, don't take them. And that's the problem we have. Somebody,
what if somebody come up to you and ask you really nicely? Would you consider?
Oh, I don't mind. No, I don't mind lending out my equipment. I don't mind lending my equipment out.
As long as they look after it.
But I expect it to come back the same way it was when I sent it out. Yeah. But my problem comes when I turn to grab, said object and it's not there. That's my problem. If it's supposed to be there, it should be there. You shouldn't come in my station and I'm not here. You shouldn't come and grab my stuff and walk off and use it and think that it's all right. No, because it's not all right. It's not all right. Because if you break it, you got to pay for it.
Yeah, definitely. I was at a show in Turkey. I was doing the Turkish Hair Festival. I was representing the UK and Wales. And we had a London barber there, and he's quite an eccentric guy. His name's Untitled Barber. He's quite well known. But I've got all my stuff laid out. I've got my mat laid out. I've got my I've got my model. I'm cutting. And the guy's coming over, he's taking my brushes, he's taking my blades, and then he's landing the clip. And then I'm like, yo, bro, we're in the middle of a show. Like, where's all your tools? And he's like, I only brought my clippers and scissors. Like, that's unacceptable, bro, man. You're going to a Turkish hair festival, bro. You need your stuff. You can't be just going there thinking, oh, just lend everyone else's, but don't tell them. You know what I'm saying, bro? So, you know, I love my G, man. You know, Antilla's my boy, and I'm not being disrespectful to him. But I'm just saying that, like, it is annoying when it happens. And if you'd have just said to me up front, listen, I've got my tools, sweet, can I lend this, that, and the other? I would have said, well, this is what I need, and this is what's left over, what I'm not going to be using. So you can have that. Mscandy's back.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. No worries. No worries. It's all good. It's all good. But P, man, same question, my brother. Have you ever had anyone steal any tools off you, G?
I mean, I heard stories in school. I mean, I heard stuff in school like that. You know, like I said earlier, we went to a tough school, college, barber college. So anything can happen. You know, your car can get stolen in the parking lot. They'll mess around and steal an instructor. You know what I'm saying? You can't even go to class later on.
Literally.
Coming into the shop, coming into the shop, I was blessed to say I came into a shop that was more family oriented. You know what I mean? So my uncle brought me into the shop. So the guy he was working around, he had already built that relationship with that family bond with them ahead of time, so it made me more comfortable. Like anything else in life, homie, I'll give you the world, but you better not take from me. You know what I mean? Don't take from me, please. Don't do yourself like that. Don't do yourself like that. But I gig anything. But other than that, nah, I don't play stealing from the biggest thing to the little steal, because I don't steal. Because if you steal, then you're killed. You know what I mean? So you got to be at all times. So nah, I don't play none of that stuff, man. But I have heard stories, and if you're in school, don't be green, man. Don't think that because you're in there and everybody, your partners and your friends and everything, so they smiling at you. You know, the school, protect your investment, protect your stuff. You know what I mean?
Protect your investment.
Small case, but yeah, I don't play none of that on any level.
Cool, man. Cool. It's interesting to hear all your thoughts on it, because something which doesn't get spoken about. But one thing which does get spoken about, I've noticed, especially on Instagram at the moment, is a lot of the American barbers are giving advice on doing cutting kids' hair. You know, it's a lot different to cutting an adult. You know, you've got your obstacles of them moving about, crying, screaming. Sometimes you got to get the parents to like literally grab them, force them down, which is one thing which I don't do in my barbershop. If the kid's performing that bad, he's not having his hair, I refuse to do it, because I feel that the experiences I had when I was younger, I didn't like having my haircut, actually put me off having my own haircut. So sometimes the kid's got to be ready. And just want to talk with you guys about that. Starting with Mscandy.
I agree. I do think that the kid does have to be ready. Now, I will take on a kid who's partially ready if I can try to coach him during the cut. And I'll say things like, oh, I just need to get this hair. Let me get this hair off you, you know? And then they'll just be like, oh yeah, get it. Get the hair. You know, it's just like a mind game playing with them. And then I want to say that these telephones and these iPads have really helped out a lot. They will sit there and pay attention to their phone. But if the kid is too bad, then yeah, I agree. I won't.
Yeah, man. P, man, how do you deal with kids?
Man, I'm like the kid father.
Just play them down, bro. Just slap them down.
I get a lot of them, man. I mean, they like little humans that just haven't figured it out yet. So as long as once you come to the shop, for the most part, man, like Mscandy said, you can feel them out and see what's going on with them. You kind of gauge what was going on with the kid. Then it'll be up to you to break that ice on with them. But I'm pretty cool with kids, man. I work at the Discovery Zone, which is a fun center for children. So I'm a big kid at heart. So I kind of tend to relate to them now. Like you said, with the iPads and the phones and stuff like that, it does keep them busy. Sometimes you can knock it cut out real easy with that. Versus once you take it away from them, they're like, damn, I'm in a barbershop. You know what I mean? So it's like, sometimes it helps. And then sometimes they can get so zoomed in onto that phone to where you kind of lift them up to do that line or something, and they like fighting back, and you know, it can get so it has its good sides and its bad sides. But man, just kind of understand the client. But the consultation over the phone will help a lot of that before it gets into the shop, before you start getting into your appointment time. Because if you kind of figure that out ahead of time before they come sit in your chair, then you kind of gauge that way ahead of time. You know what I mean? And also with your kid clients, that's your potential future. You know what I mean? So if you catch these adults, they can move from a year, 6 months to a year, at least 2 years, and be into a whole nother city, whole nother place. The dedication is somewhere else. But if you get that kid that's going to school from like kindergarten to 5th grade, they're gonna probably be in that area for a long time. If you can have that customer from the beginning, if you can work with them in the beginning, you'll have them all the way through high school, all the way up to college. So a lot of my clients now, my kid clients, I have them first cut. And I have these little certificates I give out, like these little birth certificates. Like, hey, I got my first cut. And I'll give that to them as like, hey, this we good now. You know what I mean? So you break the broken ass that ice, they kind of feel you. And then give them a sucker at the end, man. I reward them with so much candy, bro. That way when they leave here, it's the problem for tomorrow now. Now they go hate
They
me
know
when
where
they
the
come
door
back.
is at.
One sucker this time, last time, it turns out when they left, and that's how I know I did my job. They come back and they go, hey, get the cut. Where's my sucker at, mister? You know what I mean? So when broke that, you got them. You got them.
Yeah, definitely. And like obviously bribing them is the best way with the sweets. The kids love candy. And well, there you go. We've got Mscandy on, so you know. But yeah, definitely, man. And obviously, Tony, how do you tackle kids, bro? Like, do you start with the one side, get that done first, then the other side, then work at the back, or have you got like a method, or do you just tackle every kid differently?
You know what? I don't have difficult kids. I see kids come into the shop and they'll jump in somebody's chair and they scream, but when I get them, they don't scream. Literally, I talk to kids.
The
You know,
boss man,
I
that's
sit
what
there.
I'm you.
I'm gonna relate to them. You know, a lot of times these kids, they just don't want to sit down and get a cut. You know, but if
They like coming
if
to
you can
you.
sit there, well, they'll come to me because I'll introduce the kids to the clippers. A lot of times the kids are afraid of the clippers. You know, introduce them to them. I'll turn the clippers on. I'll hand them to the kid. I'll allow the child to handle the clippers. I'll allow them to play with the shears, or because I don't like when a child has electronics or anything like that, because it interferes with the way I cut the child's hair. So I'll use a steady hand, and you know, I'll relate to the child, and I'll get the cut done as quick as I can. But I don't shortchange children either. You know, so when a child sits in my chair, you know, of course, at the end of the day, you know, you're gonna get a sucker, you're gonna get all that. But you know, when the kid comes, sits in my chair, they come and they get a good experience. They're gonna come, they're gonna smile. You know, I'm gonna spin them around in the chair, and I'm gonna get them acclimated to, you know, coming to me once a week or twice a week. You know, a lot of times you got barbers, they'll sit there and they'll grip a child's head and they'll whisper these things in the child's ear. I'm not gonna do that. You know, we're gonna sit here, we're gonna have some fun. And so next time, you know, when your mom tells you we're gonna get a haircut, you know, you're gonna look forward to jumping in my chair. So yeah, I don't have difficult children. I don't have any difficult children. Even the children that I have several children that are special needs that I work with. And the majority of them are autistic. And so, you know, when you're dealing with autistic children, that's not an easy bout, you know, especially when you want him to sit down, you want to be relaxed, and you're going to put this thing on his ear that's going to make this noise that he's not accustomed to. So, you know, you just got to get him acclimated to the clippers and acclimated to the environment so that he'll look forward to coming to it.
Yeah, my good friend James Williams down in Swan. Well, he's not. Yeah, he's Swansea way. He's Autistic Barbers Assemble, and he's like got his own charity where he specialises around the country with people doing autistic children's hair, because obviously it's a challenge. You know, obviously cutting children's hair isn't easy anyway, but obviously with autistic children, you've got to approach it really different. They offer great advice. They're specialists in what they do. And, you know, again, we've got to have a wide range of how we treat customers. No customers. We've got to remember that there's people with certain issues that we have to approach differently to other clients. And like you were saying, that's great advice, Tony, definitely. I'm going to move on to my next question, fashion in the industry. One of my things which we did when we were starting, we were like shoes, black trousers, white shirt, and then we moved on to black t-shirt, and now it's hoodies, trainers, Jordans, caps. It's evolved totally differently, and a lot of the OG barbers in the UK were like, they didn't really like us bringing in our own customized caps with this, that, and the other, but merchandise. It's all about the merch now, you know. You can't stop the kids and the growth. So starting with Tony, obviously fashion in the industry. You obviously you probably watched it change loads. So let's have a chat about that.
Man, you know, I'm 44. So, you know, when I was growing up, barbers wore hard bottom shoes, slacks, and a button-down shirt. We've gotten away from it. You know, fashion has definitely, hip hop has definitely transformed everything. You know, and I'm with the full expression. You know, if you feel comfortable dressing how you dress to come, you know, because you got to be comfortable all day standing behind a chair. You know what I'm saying? When you twist in that chair, you know, you don't want to be standing there uncomfortable. But then again, I also found that in this industry, a lot of times, if you want to charge more, you have to look different. You know, the barbers that I see that command the most money, they're the ones that are, you know, they're like the mustache on your hat. They're dapper. Those barbers, those guys, those are the guys that are really cleaning up right now. And not to say that somebody, you know, with your Air Max on and all that, you know, I don't allow in this industry for my client to dictate my value. I know my value. But unfortunately, in this industry, you have to be very careful how you present yourself a lot of times. And if you want to, like I said, if you want to charge more, a lot of times I think that comes with an elevated sense of dress, elevated sense of business. So yeah, if you want to, that's my personal experience in the industry. You know, I know some guys that are Chino, you know, Chino the barber. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Chino the barber. Okay, you see Chino fly,
yeah.
And he charges what he wants to charge.
And Hawk, and Hawkman, Hawks fly, OG Walkers fly. Do you know what I mean? Rob the Originals fly. You know, you guys
Absolutely.
got it going on over there, man. You guys have got it going on, brother, and it's great to see that. And Mscandy, female point of view on the fashion side. You know, what are you female barbers saying? Let us men know what you think.
Agree with Tony. It's all about like your image and like with what we were talking about customer service earlier and being consistent and in your image and how your clientele is a reflection of who you are. Because I feel like when you're more put together, you're more likely to attract higher end clientele. Not necessarily like I have days when I come in sweats and a t-shirt, you know, and some just comfortable shoes. You know, I have days where I do that, but my clients, they know that I'll do that, you know, but I do feel like when it comes to me wanting to step up, then yeah, I would probably want to invest in a little bit more professional attire.
Yeah. Well, it's like what Tony was saying. It's like the guys who are, you know, who are dressing themselves, you know, as to the max that they can. They're the ones who are keeping themselves relevant and out there. And all of us barbers follow suit because we all copy each other naturally. So the natural progression. It's like me with doing the SweeneyTV now. You know, this time 2-3 years later, loads of people are going to be doing this. Do you know what I mean? It's just I've just tried to stay ahead of the game. And again, culture comes into fashion. Hip hop music has a massive importance on our industry as well. And P, same question, bro. You know, what's your attitude to fashion in our industry, brother? With your own t-shirt on, merch.
With his own t-shirt on, absolutely.
Yeah, I got the Grandmaster
Hey,
cap.
man, you know, I always try to rep myself.
Of course.
I love that too, man. You gotta give me one of those, bro. I'm gonna make my
Yo,
hair come
listen,
to the top of
trust me, as soon as I
short
get my
like
next
these
20 in,
days.
I'm going to send you all one for free, yeah? Just pay the
Yeah, I
post.
need that.
So I
Yeah, I
hook
need
up my
that.
brothers and sisters, you know.
Nice.
Pete,
And I'm
Pete, go, talk about your t-shirt. Let's talk about your t-shirt.
man, just a simple logo with my website
Yeah.
stuff on there. So like the image whole thing, like I let my website represent the professional part of me. So where when you meet me online, you kind of know my bio and everything there. So I give you a little bit of the edginess and the, the urban look and everything with the professionalism all in one. That way, when you get in here and actually meet me, you know what I mean, no matter whatever, however I'm rocking, because I might wear something with my brand on it. I might wear something other with my other clothing line or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's going to be representing me. And I try to stay fresh so my clients know I can't be talking to my clients about being fresh and stay clean and all that if I ain't reflecting to them. So I try to match what's going on and instead with these young ones, man, because these young kids that have you going crazy with all these new styles and stuff. So I kind of like watch what they doing too to mix it in with my own stuff. Cause I'm an old goat, so I gotta try to stay in my lane and at the same time max in. But for my shirt, I wear something like this, man, to the store, to Walmart, places to where if you can't actually get interaction with me or something like that, you can see me from a distance. You might see like the name on the website and stuff on the back. You're gonna see me from all corners representing some part of that. You know what I mean? So if I don't get to say hi to you, some part of advertising is gonna speak for what I do. So with this simple thing, whether you can't read it or not, from a distance, you're gonna see us a barber pole connected to a beast somewhere, like, hey, some type of something, even from a simple necklace. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that's to catch that eye, man, and then market stuff. So I try to put them all together. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
That's
That's
my British
that.
Master Barber badge, and then obviously that's the barber pole.
Oh yeah, and I keep this tattoo on me right here.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see.
It's the brand.
Andy. I know you like Andy's and everything, so you gonna save this aside for another clipper come out of a new company come out? Go ahead, hit that one up.
I know I got some space on it. This is definitely dedicated to my barber. This is gonna be my barbering arm, the whole arm.
Yes.
So yeah.
You're gonna have a whole Babylon side.
Yeah.
Some straight razors. Yeah.
Listen, there's a new company just started in the UK called Dart. They got some good clippers. Check it out. Dart. D-A-R-T. Dart clippers. Got some good tools. Have a little look. So
Do you have any?
But then
Do you have any?
I haven't got any at the moment. I've been looking into them and I've been getting some good reviews. But again, I'm all barberless FX. So I got trimmers, foilers, everything. So I'm still barberless. Do you know what I mean? I've just ordered a new set of skeletons and some foilers now for my apprentice Joe. He's got the light blue ones coming. So obviously. But guys, going on to my next question: icons in the industry. There's a lot of people we used to look up to. I used to look up to my Greek barbers. The ones who were on the street level, the ones I used to know. They were my icons as I was growing up because we never had barber magazines, we never had the internet, we never had Facebook and all that. So I just want to talk about that with you first, Tony, and then going on to P, and then same with Mscandy. Who do you look up to in the industry, barber icons? If you've got any.
I was about to say, man, this may sound arrogant, but there's nobody in the industry that I look up to. Literally, they're all my peers. Yeah, I don't. There's nobody in the industry that I look up to.
You are the triple OG in the game, Tony, aren't you? But I can just tell, bro. You've been in it a long time, haven't you?
Yeah. But it's guys that it's there are people who do they can do long layer cuts better than I can. There are people who can do some ball fades better than me. There are people who can do different things better than me. But when it comes to just the full range of cuts, textures, styles, literally, I'm I'm almost unmatched. I'm not, and I hate to toot my own horn, but toot toot, I'm almost unmatched.
Now that's, bro, listen, that's good. Do
What's up, P?
you wet shave as well, Tony?
You do this.
What's that?
Do you do wet shaves, cut for a wet shave?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's nothing, literally. You know, when I was in barber college, you know, my instructors, they were all curious to know, you know, how did I learn how to do all these different cuts? But I mean, when you come up and, you know, my partner up the street, you know, he's Hispanic, you know what I'm saying? 2 houses down, I got a Jewish guy, you know, in the other neighborhood, you know, so you grow up cutting all these different types of hair, these different textures, these different styles, you know, you pretty much get it. But and everybody in the industry right now, they have their niche. You know, this guy here, this the guy when it comes to designs, or this is the guy when it comes to doing the overspray with the enhancements, or, you know, everybody got their own niche, man. But yeah, I pretty much across the board, I'm across the board. So I really, there's nobody that I look up to in the industry.
You just mentioned it, enhancements. What do you use enhancements? What do you think on enhancements?
It has its place.
It
has its place. I'm not going to lie and say it doesn't have its place. It has its place, because if there's a market for it, then by all means jump into there. You know, let that be your niche. But I'm totally against, you know, you transforming an entire head with spray. That's
when they get
just
home and wash it
beyond.
off, it's not the same cut.
You know what? Whether you put it on there with the what's that stuff called, the Beijing, or the different sprays, or the hair fibers, you know, a lot of guys, they overdo it, and they're trying to achieve that super straight, I guess, Steve Harvey and what's old boy right now, Jalen Rose. They're trying to accomplish that, but they don't understand that that's a camera that has filters and lenses. With the naked eye, I can see that crust on the side of your head. So yeah, that's I think sometimes people overdo it, but like I said, it has its place. It has its place, and I've used enhancements before because the client has asked for it. You know, I'm not one of those guys that every client that comes in a chair, I'm gonna crank up my spray gun and I'm gonna, you know, just no, that's not me.
Yeah, Pete, your icons, brother, and what do you think of enhancements?
I don't, like I said, I don't tackle enhancements. Like you said, I like what Tony said, it's a place for it at times. For shows and battles, I mean, some certain battles or hair battles allow it. Some of them take it out. So it has its place. Person comes in. I've had clients that I've handed over to other barbers because I can't actually perform that. This is something I don't do on a regular. Not necessarily means I'm not it. So I'll pass the buck to somebody else that's in the shop. But hey, I like to make you leave the shop as natural as I can provide, without you going to take a shower and messing up anything that's going on. But for hair battles and things like that, I've seen some excellent work, man. I'm talking about like some nice colors and things like that make the cut stand out. But like Anthony was saying, you'll see you're like Jalen Rose. You'll see that nice crisp line, but people in the industry can tell that it's been a little bit and doctored up, like. But to each his own, man. If it's gonna bring you enhance your dollar at the end of the day, to pay your bill as part of the game, do it. Go ahead and do it. Because I was actually looking into doing the McDonald enhancement. You know, the people that have the balding on both sides here. I have a barber that has a private studio, and that's what he pays $150 to $300 just to do that, and then add the whole scalp onto a dude. So, hey, if you want to pay it, take the money, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to. It's part of the game, it's part of our industry. Get it.
Don't handcuff yourself.
Yeah. Now looking up the barbers and the people, like I said, I looked up the individual shop owners. like Mscandy. Before even meeting her, I would give her big up props for her progress and everything that she's doing. So I look at those people as being like the big stars and the big names in the game. I've met Curtis. I've met a lot of people, got pictures and things with them, but they had to pave their way. And I look at people that started a little bit at a little bit more a different path than most. So it's like I like shop owners and local people. And I look up to those people, you know, they give them props to get, you know what I mean, from the levels that they provide services on, you know what I mean, from how I already got it from the ground up. So I look at it from that point on. I really can't say what celebrity I can say that really turned me on to the game because I started, you know, got my own stuff. So, but big up to Mscandy for doing it on big in St. Louis. And you know what I mean, she made a marketing game as a female barber. She came up throughout the pandemic for the whole thing, and she excelled. You know, it was nice to see somebody still pushing that ball. You know what I mean, pushing that line way in a whole another area, watching the struggle, and it actually makes you not want to give up. If you see another person putting in some work, it makes you want to get up, put in that work too. So I want to thank her for doing her thing, man. So I look up to people like that.
Cool.
I look up to you too. I definitely feel that vibe. That's a good vibe. When you see someone else and they're doing like what you're doing, and it's a unity feeling. Like, they like me, you know? So, yeah, I felt that.
Well, like again, Mscandy, same question. Industry icons, and what do you think of enhancements?
I think enhancements. I even consider my razor finishing on the lining. I consider that an enhancement because I'm taking my time to detail. You know, I want to get the loose strands that the electronic clippers couldn't get. You know, so enhancements, I do think that they play a part. The man weave units that they got coming out and all that. I think it's providing us with opportunities to expand. And at the end of the day, it's not my head, it's not my man's head, it's this person's head who's asking for it. So yeah, I understand they're gonna be like, oh, I got it done by Mscandy, but if I can do it and make it look natural, do it my way. I don't want to put a whole bunch of spray on there. I want to do it naturally, you know, a little bit. And then I always try I've actually successfully got some of my clients off of enhancements. They used to, when they went to other barbers and they were just so used to getting the enhancements. And I was like, you don't need to do that, just natural. Wear it natural, it looks good. And make them feel good about their own natural lining so they don't have to do that. Now, if you're going to somewhere special or something, you know, then maybe for a picture or a photo shoot, then we can put something. But if you're just coming to get a 2-week cut, you know, don't get no enhancements. It's going to come right off and you can tell it's fake. That's what I'll tell them. Hey.
Well, there you are. That's a quick one. A lot of people say that fiber enhancement is actually classed as makeup. What do you think of that?
I can definitely see that.
That's what people have said. It's classed as makeup. It comes under.
It's a powder form.
Exactly. You know,
it's artificial hair.
There's definitely an argument there which needs to be sorted out. So I'll have to give Chris a 245. I'm sure you'll have a couple of things to say about that. But your industry icons, Mscandy, who obviously I know, P and Tony, you know, legends in the game. But anybody else? Anybody you want to just give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, to you right now. Hello, Sweeney. You got it going on. I love the way that you represent your brand. When I see a barber like you, or P and Tony, when your brand is being represented, I automatically just admire that. You know, and it helps motivate me. So I guess that's why you can kind of say you idolize it. Yeah. And there's like what Tony was saying, there's like people who are excelled in different things like this, like Rob the Original. Yeah. Like, are you serious? Dude, what you can do with just a bottle of salt is just crazy. So, but that's his thing. So of course I idolize him for doing his thing. But then when it comes to the business side of barbering, it's some barbers who got it and they're like, they don't even have to cut anymore. You know, they're actually educating other barbers. They're like motivational speakers now. And I'm gonna throw a couple names out there because I actually follow them and I take in what they say. Darren Lyons, what they call him, DL. He's amazing. And JC the barber. I'm gonna throw that out there. He's amazing. When he goes on Instagram and he spits game, it's free game.
Free game.
Just what he says, it just, you know, registers. And it's the business side of that. So yeah, I guess I could say business-wise, I do idolize them a little bit because they're giving me that game. They're putting themselves out there for me to learn, or someone like me to learn. So yeah, and it's a lot of them out there who are doing that, but I would definitely give it to JC and DL for the business and kicking down that game. I really follow them. I like that.
Yeah, that's cool. Sorry, I think one of the boys was just trying to ring through then, so I don't know if they're gonna jump on, but yeah, obviously great advice, brilliant to hear, and you know, it's good getting a female perspective. Obviously, you know, going on to like the shows and so on. Obviously, we've missed 2020. There was no shows. I was absolutely gutted and devastated. Yes. And I imagine you guys were as well, because it's good for all of us to get to one place, connect, see each other's work, and so on. And starting off with Tony, you know, barber shows. What do you think of them? Do you think they're overpriced and expensive, or do you think they're good value for money and good for our industry? Because a lot of people are mixed bags on this question.
Depends on what school you go to. It all depends on what school you go to. It depends on what you want.
No, shows.
Oh, the shows?
Barber shows.
Are the shows too expensive?
Yeah, the shows, yeah.
No. Why would they be too expensive? No, I don't think they're too expensive.
They're tax
No,
right.
absolutely not. Yeah, I don't think they're too expensive. I mean, this is our industry. You know, Bonner Brothers, you have Essence. You know, you got some major platforms out there that, you know, that are there to further the industry. And I'm not sure if my numbers are right. Maybe they're smaller, but this is like an $80 billion a year industry, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, yeah, those shows are there to help, you know, push us forward. You know, hell, I think a lot of barbers are here keeping us in the same situation that we're in. You know, and I think a lot of times those shows they're there to help, you know, move the industry forward.
Yeah, man. Sounds good. We've just been raided now by another barber. So, yo, brother, can you hear us over there? Your screen's frozen.
Say that again?
Hey, yo, what's up, bro?
Dude.
Yo,
what's
say to everybody who you are, man.
Wait, it's going in and out. Hold on. I'm trying to see why I hear you, but it's going in and out on me.
No problem, man. Just give us 5 seconds and just wait for it to load up. It might take a little bit of a while because I'm in the UK, you see, brother. But Tony, man, you know, like obviously great advice. Mscandy, what do you think of the shows? Have you been to any of them?
Yes, I love the barber shows. That's where I can network and meet people, and you know, I learned about products at the show. I learned about, you know, and it's amazing to see all that they have classes. You know, it's a lot of good things about the show. For me, it's an investment. So I'm gonna invest myself, and if I go out of town, even better, because I get a hotel, you know, and I love that. I get to live a little nice for a few days.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I love about it. I love going to the hotel, spending 2-3 days in the hotel, meeting up with some amazing barbers, going for food, having drinks. You know, we always go to the VIP party afterwards, have a great time, socialize, get to chat with everyone, and just build the community, because it's a very small community, the barbering community, because we're so spread out over the world, aren't we? You know, you got people who work next to each other, but they don't speak to each other. Have you noticed that? They'll work in the same community, but they won't get on. Like I get on with people in Swansea, Manchester, Birmingham, London. But my Cardiff family, no, only a couple of them really I speak to, but a lot of them, I got love for everybody. But at the end of the day, man, when you work in the same city, there's that barber rivalry because you've got the same clientele.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Pete?
Being what was the question again?
So we're obviously like we were talking about the shows, but I'm sort of just moving on quickly, really, going on to the sort of next question about barbers in your own community, like not getting on with you so much as they would do if they were in a different city because of the clientele base you've got. There's a bit of rivalry there, and that's what I talk about, barber rivalry, and how do we sort that out, bro?
I wouldn't know about, I can't say barber rivalry, because of my location I'm in right now. But I really would like to tap in and make a community for barbers to just, you know what I mean, to socialize on a regular, because we all have a lot in common, but we just don't, well, I guess with all our schedules, you know what I mean, we tend to the chair behind the chair. So I was just talking to a guy that's coming up out of school about starting I wanted to say Barber Brothers, you know what I mean? But he was like, okay, what if we get females in it? So we wanted to make it universal, to have it to where it's just a community of us where we can get out or we can go play pool or we can go together and socialize and really chop it up and see what we can do as barbers to try to aid the community, you know what I'm saying? So, hopefully I'll be looking at getting something like that soon. I mean, for like as far as local barbers and things.
Cool. So just sort of introducing our new barber now, brother, but just sort of like just to pop on to our new barber. Just explain your name and where you're from, bro.
I'm prolific. I'm from New Orleans, but I'm in the Bay right now. I'm in California. And now and hearing what you were saying about the rivalry, I'm kind of familiar with it because you see it a lot. And for me, it just kind of it like enhances your game. You got to go study and get up on your game because I mean it's about who giving the freshest cuts. So that rivalry exists because you're looking at the clientele go somewhere else. You know what I mean? And for me, it just make me just sharpen my game up and add to my game and just add some stuff that other people ain't doing. You know what I mean? So and it helps build my clientele. And it's more about I used to be one of the barbers, like I try to be the fastest, right? And because you look at the money sitting there, you try to cut because you see the money, you want to make the money. But then at the same time, it's like you, if in a relationship and you just bam, 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 and get up and go wipe off it. And like the woman, like, what the heck just happened? So it's kind of the same thing. Some people just come and want to sit and get that pleasure. You know what I mean? They want to get that love. You know what I mean? In the chair. And they want to talk. They want you to be their counselor. They want to tell you all their problems and expect you to have great answers. So you're a psychologist at the same time. So for me, you know what I mean? I just kind of add to my game like that as far as with the rivalry.
Yeah. So have you got your own shop or do you work in a shop or, you know, just give us some back information on
So when the pandemic hit, I was in a shop, right? And the pandemic hit and we had a nice shop, a prosperous shop, man. But when it hit and they shut the shop down, where I stay at, the people are controlled by fear of what's being said on the TV. So when it did open back up for people to come back, people ain't come back because they still was worrying about, I want to be safe. So how I ended up surviving by creating my own location and saving from the overhead by creating my shop inside my dwelling at home, right? So I redid my whole garage, the whole 9 yards. So people come in, they're like, man, I'd rather come here. Why you just don't do it here? So it made them feel comfortable. So now I'm working out of my own space to whereas I got my space, TV put up, I'm good. You know what I mean? And people love it. I do other stuff too. I do T-shirts, I do belts, I do leather work. So I got all my business in one.
We were talking about merchandise and stuff earlier. I got my own customized hat with Grandmaster. Peace Guys T-shirt on.
Yeah.
You know, Tony and Mscandy were talking about that. But how long have you been cutting, bro?
I've been cutting since I was probably about 13 or 14, but I got out of it because I was in the streets and in the street life, man. And then when I came back and went through some ups and downs through the street shit, I wound up going to get my license and stuff out of the way. So consistently, just putting my all into it. It's been what the last what that is, P. Let's see, 2000, maybe last 7 years. 7 years consistently. But prior to that, it was just like, you know what I mean? I always had a chair, always had a station. You come over, you go get a haircut. You don't, I didn't care. But now as a business, treating it as a business, now being more serious about it the last 7 years. And I done seen the top part of it where I was working just 3 days a week and I was still bringing home over $1,500 just working 3 days. And that was just Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So to now to where it's so much that you could do to monopolize it for us with hair colors and, you know what I mean, doing some other stuff to add to your game, facials. I do eyebrows, I arch eyebrows, I do hair dyes, I do anything you come in here and won't get that you gonna get. But when I was just cutting, I was only making a base pay. You know what I mean? But now they monopolize and I understand on how to monopolize it, so I make a little more money.
Yeah. And your branding is Prolific Styles, yeah?
Prolific Styles, yeah.
Prolific Styles, wicked. So again, I think Tony's gone because obviously we've been on an hour and a half already, brother. I got the times wrong, brother, so you literally come in late, Prolific Styles. But thank you for coming on, my G, anyway. I just want to go on to, I've got literally like 3 more questions left, and one of them is sports. Do you think sports should be a little bit more integrated with barbering over in the UK? A lot of sports stars are going to barbers. Barbers are becoming recognised through their local rugby clubs, football clubs, tennis clubs, golf clubs. And I just want to have a little chat about that over there with sports, starting with Mscandy.
As far as a conversation topic, or as far as
no, as in brand, like as in working with the sports companies, as in barbering and sports merging together. It's happening over here a little bit. I'm just saying, do you see that type of thing happening over there? I know obviously you're a female, so it would probably be less if we started with you. But obviously the other two will probably have some good things to say. But
yeah, that would actually, any network is the best work. So any kind of integration like that with barbering, see, barbering is so universal. Everyone needs a haircut, no matter if it's in sports or, you know, like I actually have a race car themed shop, and I do a lot of my sponsorships with racers and car shows. I actually go to car shows and cut hair, you know, so like it's just the network. So if you're into that, like if you're networked with someone in the sports industry or whatever, then take full advantage of it, give it your all. And, you know, that's definitely a good thing. I would love to do that, you know, as a female.
I can tell you this, and it's more about the networking of how to get on. A lot of the barbers don't know that about joining the union, right? And the union gets you these jobs with the sports and with the athletics where you inside there, where you like a primary barber for them. So my sister, a hairstylist, and she's in a union. So now she do all the WWE, all the wrestlers' hairs and this and that. So her brand has built to where she went in for an audition, but she went in through the union. Before not joining the union, she couldn't get the job. She was trying to go over here, and it was like, oh no, you got to have the experience, this and that, blah blah blah. But once you're a part of it, they open up them doors that we wonder how to get open, how we just actually get those athletes, how we get in there, just like with the bubble when they did with the basketball. Those bubble, you had some people that got a hookup, but the ones that was in the union got the job.
I got my signed photo of Michael Jordan on the wall there, brother, to bring us some good basketball spirits in with the MJ23, yeah?
Heck yeah, man. That it's a beautiful thing when you tap into the sports world. You're talking about a whole nother revenue for yourself. Yeah.
P, what do you think about sports, bro?
I think it's great, man. I had the opportunity to do the Nike Combine for up at Jerry's World, and it was a week. of a week-long experience different than what I normally would do with any, athletes and things like that. So this coming in the game at that point, doing a barber at that angle, it's a big difference even in the price. You know what I mean? Like, I was able to go chill for a little minute after that little week, you know what I mean, with no problem. So,
Yeah.
And once you cross over into that band, man, it really help you. It'll help you do some things. So, to tap into, like I said earlier, man, tap into your younger clients. Your younger clients are gonna come in the game and eventually be that athlete.
Yeah.
So that's another avenue that you already have to automatically walk in the air. You know what I mean? So tap in, see what they do.
I just want to ask Prolific Styles a quick question about social media quickly, just to get his thoughts quickly on it. But Pete, thank you. That's good advice, man. And obviously, Nike must love you anyway. Do you know what I mean, brother? So you're doing good, bro, and keep it up.
Shout out to boy Fletcher, man. Fletcher hooked me up, man. Mike Fletcher out of Pete from the P High. He hooked me up with that opportunity. So
Cool, man.
him.
Well, Pete, listen, when I come over, hook me up with them guys, and I definitely want you to go and take me to Anthony because I want a haircut off my G. OG, triple OG.
I got you, buddy. Hey, and I'm coming out there to see you soon, man. I got a dip.
You're all welcome to come to the UK and come to the shows with me, man. I'll take you to British Master Barbers because I run one of the there, so definitely. But Prolific Styles, brother, what do you think of social media and getting yourself out there now? Are you do you use TikTok and all these new platforms?
Oh yeah, man. Social media is such an advantage for us as stylists, man. Because if you talk 15, 20 years ago when social media wasn't really like that, and you had to try to find a platform or try to find a billboard to promote your business. Now you just got it saves you money on promotion. Period, man. I love social media. I stay on there. I do my cooking on there. I do a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm always on social media.
Yeah, well, me and you have just become friends on Facebook now, so I'm looking for. I did before I did interview them when I scrolled through everybody's wall, and you Americans have got some interesting walls, and I can't wait to watch your live feeds, man.
Oh yeah,
Really good. They look really good.
Yeah.
So, and I imagine you'll enjoy mine because I'm a bit crazy anyway, and I do a bit. And I have a good time. It's all good vibes with me, good energy, good vibes.
I went on you. I saw some nice pictures. I saw you all out at the opening cut. I said, God damn, he all in the middle of the farm, huh? but it's some nice shot. And
listen, make sure you add me on Instagram as well. Add SweeneyTV add SweeneyTV Live. Add them as well.
No doubt.
Phalon's Pete's just gone. Anthony's just gone. So I'm going to wrap it up with you two now. Starting with Mscandy. What's next for you?
What's next? I definitely want to purchase a building. I want to buy a building. I've been leasing for 4 years. So I just really want to keep the legacy going because the brand is a legacy. Even whenever I die, well, when I'm no longer here, I want my brand to still keep going on. I want people to remember me by my brand because I'm living for my brand. So buying me a building, just networking, like this opportunity that I have to meet you, traveling, getting back into the world, raw dawing air again. I want to breathe in a room full of people without a mask on.
Let's get it. Definitely, let's get it. And Prolific Styles, brother, what's happening with you next? What have you got any new plans? You doing any new things?
Well, I actually do. I'm like I told you, I do a couple of things. I cook and everything. So I'm about to get a food truck. You can make some
good Cajun food. You from New Orleans?
Yeah.
I'm going there in July.
Oh, you go out in July?
For my birthday again.
Okay, I'm supposed to be down there in July too.
All right, well, we're at the network.
Yeah, we definitely. You know what I mean? But it's definitely coming up, man. I'm working on that, and plus I'm gonna see about opening up a shop here. But the thing is, like I said, because of the pandemic in the Bay Area in California, they like one of the last states of this restriction stuff. So it's not just open like it is everywhere else, where you got to charge. Utah, certain places, you got to charge. If you want to put a mask on, put it on. If you don't, you don't. You know, you can walk into places without your mask. You can do a lot of stuff. It's like really where it was before the pandemic. Here is not so much. So, but the barber, my food business and the barber thing is my main two sources. So I do a lot of parties and weddings and stuff now, cooking for them. So it's about to be a big year coming up, man.
Bro, I saw the food rack, man, with the food you were cooking on your page.
Yeah.
Oh, I was starving straight away. Luckily enough, I heard at the door, and it's my Sunday lunch.
Yeah.
I was happy. So you manifested my food coming, like you changed up an hour early. You was meant to be coming like later on.
Yeah, man. You know, so
But anyway, listen, thank you very much for coming on the Super Bowl, SweeneyTV Live, Sean Swiss Sweeney. Obviously, thank you very much. I'm just going to go into the outro now. So I'm just going to say bye to you two. Thank you to Tony and Pete for coming on as well. And we've been on for a while now. So thank you very much. I'm just going to go on the outro. And we'll stay on the group and we'll all be in touch, okay?
Yes, sir. Definitely look forward to it, Wednesday.
No problem.
Right.
Big love. Take care, man. See you soon.
All right, keep the blaze sharp.
Yeah, definitely. Take care. So, Sean Swiss Sweeney, Sweeney HQ. That was the Super Bowl edition. The first one we've done with the amazing US barbers. Obviously, we had the late arrival from Prolific Styles, who was in a different time zone. So he didn't get to enjoy the full session with us. Thank you to Anthony Montgomery. Thank you to Phalon Mcknight. And thank you to Mscandy, the barber. Obviously, TZ probably thought it was 6 o'clock, so he'll probably be messaging me at 12 tonight. But I'll check TZ on the next one. We'll be doing Super Bowl #2 soon. We'll probably be having an OG Walker come on. He'll be guest hosting with me. But Sean Swiss Sweeney, Sweeney HQ, SweeneyTV, Super Bowl XXXI. Yeah. Out.